Hey, so I'm going to get into this story really quickly without the shitty intros that I always do, because it's going to be quite a long video. Lately I've been watching a lot of storytime videos. Most of them have been about crazy flatmates, roommates, like college mates, things like that. This isn't about that, as you can see by the title. And Mum, if you're watching, switch off, because I know you don't want to know about this. So, this is, as you can tell by the title, this is my first time, and as a lot of YouTubers are doing my first time videos that aren't actually about their first time, I thought I would be different and do it about my actual first time. This is embarrassing. It has taken me so long to talk about this video, to talk about this thing. I lost my virginity when I was 16 and I'm 20 now, so it's taken me 4 years to actually be comfortable with telling it. Okay, so let me set the scene. So I've just started college. No, well, just before college, during the summer, I started talking to this boy. We're going to call him Bob. His name's Bob. So me and Bob started talking. I can't remember how we started talking, but he ended up being, he was in the college that I was going to at the end of that summer. So we were talking all fine, and I let on that I liked him. And he let on that he liked me, but was not ready for a relationship. Now, being the non-virgin that I am now, I am aware that that is a red flag. Literally, if somebody says that to me, it's going woo, 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 woo in my head. But then it didn't. At that point, it didn't. So I was just like, okay, that makes sense. And he went to me, maybe we should have a friends with benefits relationship. And I was just like, I'm not sure what that entails, but does it involve getting kisses? Because if any of you know me, you'll know that when it comes to being intimate, my favourite part of having a boyfriend really is kisses. Cuddles and kisses are my favourite bit, and I don't know why. And he was like, yeah, you can have lots of kisses. So when I started college, he was lovely, and he showed me around, and whenever I was lost, I'd call him and he'd come and get me, and he'd help me and everything. He'd help me at dinner time, stuff like that. And then a couple of weeks into the September, we were meeting after every single class, and we were kissing in the hallway, and I thought that was so scandalous. Literally, I thought that was great. This is so cringy, but I thought that was great because, like I said, kisses are my favourite part. Now I'm just going to quickly put this in here. I don't know if I've ever spoken about it, but my very first boyfriend when I was 15, he was my first love, my true love. The last time I ever saw him was the day I lost my virginity. I just thought I'd put that in there. But yeah, so then he went to me a week later or whatever. He went to me this was nearly the end of September, I think. He went to me, do you want to do some stuff? I can't remember his exact words, but he was I'm sure he didn't say, do you want to have sex? Because I wouldn't have just gone, yeah, let's just go fuck in a bush. But I can't remember what he said, but it must have been do you want to hang out after college? I know a place we can go. So what actually happened was, because my college was quite far away, so you had to basically to go anywhere unless it was in that area, you had to go into town to get another bus to get out of town. So we got on the bus together. He waited for me after college, he waited for me after college outside my class. Everyone did think we were dating, and I was okay with that because I wanted to date him, and I don't know why, but I did. So he waited for me outside of class, and we got on the bus together with a bunch of my classmates at the time, and then we just obviously separated. They went that way, we went that way. I think they could tell that something was going to happen. I did not know that. I could not tell, but they probably could. And I was really close to this boy on my course we're going to call him Fred. We're going to call him Fred. So we've got Bob and we've got Fred. Me and Fred, I fancied Fred so much, but Fred was the hottest boy ever. Not now, he's quite ugly now, but to everybody in our class he was the hottest guy, and then only the hottest girl could obviously get with him, because that's how cliche my college was. But so I fancied Fred, but I also really liked Bob. I was hoping for a relationship for anybody, really, let's be fair. I wasn't very skilled in the relationship department. But anyway, so me and Fred used to text a lot. I had to mention that to you before. You'll understand. So, me and Bob, we got into town with all my friends, and then they obviously went home, and then we got on another bus to an area that I wasn't really sure of. From what I know, we went past a school, and from what I know, he used to go to that school maybe when he was younger. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was a secondary school. I think so. He obviously went there before he came to college. And then we went to... Oh, no, wait. Sorry. This is getting jumbled up. When we were in town, I walked past my first love, my first boyfriend, and we didn't have an amicable breakup. That was the wrong word I chose. We didn't have a good breakup, basically. We glanced at each other, and I was still in love with him, obviously, and he was just like giving me a dirty look, and I was like, really? I'm really with another boy when I meet him, really? So I was just like, for fuck's sake, this is going to be a bad day. So anyway, so we got to the entrance of these woods, and we walked in, and he was just like, oh, look, there's like space here, and I was a bit confused actually at the time. So we started kissing, and then his hands got a bit, his hands, his hands started moving around my body, and then my hands did the same, and I'm going to kill myself if my mum's watching this video. But we basically started doing stuff to each other. Oh God, I'm so cringy. And then he was just like, lay down, and I was like, why? And he's like, 'cause we're gonna have sex. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna say I didn't want to, because okay, I didn't want to, honestly. And when I was younger, I didn't really know how to say no, so that was my fault. That wasn't anything bad against him. That was me that didn't know how to say no, before any of you cuss him out in the comments. But yeah, so I was just like, okay. So I laid down, and he pulled off my trousers, and then he pulled off his trousers, and then he put a condom on. And then literally, from what I could feel, apart from the agonising pain, from what I could feel, only the tip went in. And the reason why I've come to this this judgment in my head is because I had felt his man parts in my hand, obviously, so I could tell it was like at least average, at least. And then I could tell when the whole thing was not in there, even though I'd not had sex before, I could tell what was happening. So yeah, from what I know, pretty much only the tip went in, and it lasted like maybe 13 seconds, maybe. I was crying in pain, and then I was bleeding, and I was really sore for ages, literally for like a good 2 weeks. I was sore down there. But anyway, so he tied the condom up, threw it in a tree because he's classy like that. But I mean, we did just have sex in the woods, so I guess we're both that classy. And then he was like, okay, time to go home. And I was like, okay. So he took me to the bus stop, and he left whilst I waited for the bus. And literally I cried and cried and cried. I felt so disgusted in myself. That was I'm going to start to cry. That, after we'd done, he'd gone, okay, let's go home. That was when it dawned on me that he clearly did only want to have sex with me, and I wasn't aware of that in the beginning. Basically, we never properly spoke since then, let's be fair. Not really. Like, we tried to continue our friendship, and it just wasn't working. Like, he just never had time for me anymore. So, me thinking back now, I think I'm such an idiot for even letting that happen, but, you know, it happened. But yeah, so the reason why I mentioned Bob, maybe his name's not Bob, I think it's Fred. Is it Fred? We're going to assume it's Fred, the guy that I was texting from college, and I texted him, and I was like, look, Fred, I feel like a slag. I'm sorry for swearing, but I do. I feel like a slag. And he's like, why, what's happened, and I told him what happened, and he's just like, it's alright, we all make mistakes. And I was just like, yeah, but I didn't want my first time to be a mistake. And he explained to me that, yeah, you're young and you did make a mistake, and as much as you don't want it to be a mistake, it was. That made me feel a little bit better. Not really better, but it made me feel a little bit better. But Since then, you know, me and Fred don't talk. Well, Fred left the course, but me and Bob don't talk. We haven't spoken for years. But yeah. So, yeah. One day I want to do a story time. I'm not going to yet, but one day, look out for it. I'm going to tell you about the story of how my mum found out I lost my virginity. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, anyway. That was a long story like expected. I'm going to go now. And I will speak to you guys later. Thanks for watching if you did. And if you didn't, you won't see this. See you later. Bye.